Larry, could you make the point that you've made about how technological change might now be contributing to a turn in globalization and maybe some onshoring?
So we believe technology is going to be even a greater disruptor in the world to come. Technology has been disrupting how we think about the job environment in the United States and in the West. Technology is now changing how China is behaving. China is the largest purchaser of robots. This is one of the big reasons why the Xi government has this 10-year plan of more domestic growth and more of a service side of the economy, because they see very clearly you're going to need fewer and fewer human beings as machines are substituting human beings in the labor market. And now the human being component of manufacturing is now becoming lower and lower and lower, that you're seeing companies now moving back to where the demand is, so onshoring. And because the cost of the human element is not as great, even if there's a $10, $20 per hour differential, that may be less than the cost of shipping. And then you have to take into account the cost of energy, and this country has a huge advantage now over places like China. And so I do believe the measurement of global trade is probably not directing us in the right way, because I believe you're going to see an acceleration of more and more onshoring.
And so, because this was in response to a point which had been made about how global trade has grown twice as fast as GDP, and what happens if it's not anymore? Well,
it would lead then to more global growth in those areas of demand of products. So, but the biggest risk we have with technology and onshoring is we're going to create a much more divergent world. So here we are talking all the time about what's going on in the democratic societies where the middle class have been squeezed and we need fiscal policy to transform it. During these last 20 years, we've seen globally the largest rise of middle class in mankind history. But that's slowing down now too very rapidly. And how China was able to do it, I don't believe another country can do that now because of technology. And what we are worried about over the long term, what does it mean for places like Africa, other places that have not been developed yet? You know, you're not going to need that cheap labor anymore. And so with onshoring, it really presents some really severe issues. And I believe it's going to create a more divergent world. And a more divergent world is probably not good for security. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but it probably leads then to more migration issues if we have those issues. So, so technology has been fantastic. As Paul talked about, a counterforce. The counterforce means, as I said, macro trends like onshoring and a more divergent world.